Good day, everyone. You'll have to excuse my vocal performance in this one. Not only did I finish up a voiceover for a different video today, but I also just got done screaming on stream, so yeah, my voice is kind of hoarse. Anyway, we got a new trailer, or rather another teaser for Breath of the Wild 2. Or wait, it's not called Breath of the Wild 2 anymore now, is it? The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, a title which, as far as I'm aware, nobody guessed correctly. The following will be a short analysis and first impressions of what we just saw, which wasn't much yet again, but hey, again, it's nice to see the game show up again. So let's get right into it. The teaser opens up with a set of wall decorations or some sort of mural, all depicting various characters and monsters. The first character is very enigmatic. It kinda looks like it's wearing a mask with owl-like features, especially the eyes, though it could also be a stylized depiction of his actual face. And dare I say, if this ends up being a Zonai or some other ancient tribe, it could be that they are a completely different species to humans. These two protrusions at the side of the head definitely hint as such. Again, if it ends up not being a mask. The wave pattern at the side of the body seems to suggest really long hair, though again it could also just be some sort of decoration of sorts. It could be that this is depicting Ganondorf, who does have really long hair, but I'm not too sure about that one. To me it looks more like some sort of elder, or maybe even the head of this mystery tribe. I'll be sure to analyze this further in the future. The next mural seems to depict some sort of battle, a battle between the typical monsters we know like moblins and bokoblins, and humanoid characters carrying swords and shields. We also see two figures who seem to have fallen on the battlefield, one of the soldiers all the way on the side, and one here in the middle. This one could be some sort of civilian, seeing as they are dressed differently than the other characters and they don't carry a sword or shield. It looks to be some sort of war against one of the first iterations of Calamity Ganon. Moblins and bokoblins are Ganon's soldier of choice, and these red lines seem to depict malice. Whatever this battle is, it seems to have taken place a long time ago, because it doesn't really match with the tapestry from 10,000 years ago. We don't see any Sheikah monks or Sheikah tech, and these warriors also don't really seem like Hylian soldiers to me. The next screen shows a bit more of the character we covered at the beginning. We can see them standing on some sort of floating altar, and if you look very closely you can see what looks like mountaintops at the bottom. This could suggest that this altar is floating high above Hyrule. Maybe it's even a stylistic depiction of one of the islands, though it does look more like it's man-made. As the camera pans upward, we can see that the character is surrounded by 7 circles or 7 orbs. It's possible that these are representations of the 7 sages, which if true could mean that they play some sort of role, but it could also be something different, something new. We also see what looks to be stylized clouds on the side, confirming that this platform is indeed high in the sky somewhere. Next we cut to a female figure who seems to be either dead, falling down, or maybe even being sacrificed, who knows. I think I'm not alone in concluding that this might be an incarnation of Zelda, either a very ancient version of her, or this mural is predicting a future event, namely the event we saw in the other teaser, where we see Zelda falling down. Though I do have to say her hair seems a lot longer, so it may again be something that transpired a long time ago. It then cuts to a different figure. I don't really know what to make of this character. He looks to have some sort of symbol on his forehead, which is a Sheikah thing, but it's too early to draw conclusions like that. Their arm also looks a bit weird, almost mechanical in some way, though this could again just be stylistic of course. If I had to guess, it could be the ancient hero, you know, the one who many have theorized about, basically one of Link's predecessors, and possibly the previous owner of these clothes Link is seen wearing. We then see a door depicting 2 dragons. Link then opens the door and makes a run for it and jumps off the island and going into a dive, just like how we saw in the patents. Though you might notice that this shot and this one don't actually take place in the same location. When the camera snaps to the front view, the door is nowhere to be seen, and even the floor is different. We once again see the bracelet on Link's arm, but this time we also see something dangling on his hips, which I'm not sure, but they kinda look like vials containing a green substance. Either this is some sort of story-related object, as Zelda games tend to have, or it could also be an indicator related to Link's new powers, one that depletes the more you use them, kinda like the magic meter. This would mean that as opposed to the Sheikah Slate, which you can use infinitely, these new powers have limited use. Right before Link jumps, we also get a good view of some of the Sky Islands. We see the familiar ones with the yellow grass and yellow trees, but we also see what looks to be snow, meaning some of the islands have a different climate than others, which is pretty cool. We also see a massive grey building in the distance, and those who've scrutinized the previous teaser may have noticed that it looks eerily similar to this one, so it's either the same structure or there's many like it across the sky. As Link descends, we briefly see the bottom of one of the islands up close, a sort of upside down peak which looks to be man-made, and far below we can see the surface of Hyrule coming into view. The next clip is very exciting as we see one of Link's new powers in action, more specifically the rewind mechanic, which I made a whole video about. It shows the size of the objects Link is able to rewind, which in this case is pretty big. It also shows that, as expected, you still have control over Link and you can interact with these objects while they're moving backwards, in this case holding onto it while it ascends. We then see a shot of Link climbing, nothing special there. God, can you imagine if we said that 6 years ago? We have definitely been spoiled. We then cut to a sequence which has quite a lot of stuff to cover. First of all, we see a couple of islands at a much lower altitude, in full view of Hyrule's surface. So not all of them are like way up there. I mean, some of them are even lower than Death Mountain. Speaking of Death Mountain, that is not lava. Oh no, that is definitely malice. Like, damn. We also see that Hyrule Castle didn't actually go up into the sky. It remains floating in place, surrounded by malice. I can also make out some sort of a shape right here, which definitely wasn't there in the original, and I think I already know what this is, as we'll see something similar in just a second. Then we see, well, this thing. I don't even know what to call it, like a paraglider or something? A giant hoverboard? I have no idea, but it's cool and it seems to be a new mode of transport. Up here we see a drawing on the top of one of the mountains, a seemingly glowing depiction of a dragon of sorts. At least that's what I think it is. I'm not 100% sure, but it seems like this is the same thing we just saw in the distance, that shape I was talking about. Lastly, if you look close to the bottom of the screen, you'll see what looks like a green spiral. It's obviously far away, but it looks quite similar to the one from the very first Breath of the Wild teaser, which also depicts green energy coiling upwards. Could this perhaps be one of the pedestals I talked about in previous videos? The ones Link potentially uses to travel up into the sky using his new abilities? Be sure to let me know. Thus, we end up at the title screen and after that the release date, neither of which I have anything to say about right now. I don't think my voice can take much more, guys, I'm sorry. Anyway, that is all for now. Look forward to more videos about this game in the near future. We are just getting started. This is Dawn signing off, and have a good one.